Hello everyone. I just want to fill my wrap up for the next round of Baby Sins Club books that I read, and it's nice and convenient that it's the end of April to do that. The first one that I read was Claudia and the Middle School Mystery, and in this one she studies really hard for a math test, and then she gets an A-, and she's accused of cheating off of Shauna. And there's this whole bad thing, and surprisingly, Janine comes to the rescue and helps them get it straightened out. And I knew right away the right thing to do is to just retake the quiz and show who cheated. And then the next one, Millyanne vs. Logan, I'm giving this one 2 stars. Because the basics of it is the title, Millyanne vs. Logan, seems like there's a fight, and that's like the basis of the book, of those two fighting and someone taking sides. But what it was is Millyanne was feeling like Logan was planning everything, and she didn't really feel like she knew herself anymore in the relationship and had a separate identity. And it wasn't much of a conflict, as so to speak, and this one just left an ending as opposed to the other ones because they broke up. But there just wasn't much of a plot in this book, sadly. And the next one was Jessie and the Dance School Phantom. In this one, she auditions and she's Princess Aurora, and as they're trying out and practicing for the play and stuff, she finds notes that someone leaves her. And it's kind of a mystery, and the Baby Sins Club help figure out who is leaving this. And on the side, the Baby Sins Club put together a little pet show. So I gave this one 3 stars. In this one, Stacy's Emergency, Stacy is a diabetic and she starts not taking good care of herself. She sneaks chocolate, but she hasn't been feeling well anyway. And her parents have been divorced for a little bit, and that's taking a toll on her because they can't seem to get along. So she ends up in the hospital for a couple weeks, and there's that. In the next one, Dawn's Big Sleepover, I'm giving this one a 3 stars as well, as Stacy's Emergency was too. This one, some of the kids in elementary school, grade 2nd through 5th, I believe it is, they have pen pals with Native American students from New Mexico. And these pen pals lose their school in a fire in some of their homes. So Dawn wants to help raise money and send it to them and raise like food and clothes, and I think that's really fun to put in this book and helpful and hopefully eye-opening to those who read this book. But at the same time, like, all these things took time in a short time span, and it's kind of hard to believe that they could raise a lot of money and do all these things with little to no planning, as it's demonstrated in this book. So it's a little unrealistic for me. And Super Special number 6, New York, New York. The 7 of them go to stay 2 weeks by Stacy and her best friend Lane in New York City. They each have their little adventure. Stacy and Millie Ann babysit for these diplomat kids, and they get to sightsee and get paid for it, even though Stacy's been in it all her life, but she gets to revisit some of her old favorite spots. Claudia and Mel take a drawing class at a well-known university and taught by a well-known professor who's an artist himself. Jessie attends some ballets and meets a male ballerina, and they hit it off. She gets her first kiss, and Dawn's too afraid to leave the apartment. She's afraid she's going to die. She hears all about the deaths and everything, the murders in New York City. And Mr. McGill's upstairs neighbor boy stops by, and he's the one that gets her to leave. And Christy finds an abandoned puppy and ends up trying to find a home for him. I gave this one 4 stars. I always love the super specials, but I always want a little bit more. But I know if I got a complete story from each of them, it would be a huge book. I still probably would love it. And the last one I read was Christy and the Baby Parade. I'm giving this one 3 stars. And in this one, there's a friendly competition in a way again. There's a baby parade for anyone up to 3 years of age. And then the Babysitters don't work as a team to create a float, and they don't get along, and there's a little bit of conflict. And then there's that one. Alright, so those were the Knit Surrounded Babysitter Club books I read. I enjoy them. The nostalgic reads for me. I don't know if I read every single one of them in my youth, but I read most of them for sure. Alright, thanks for watching and have a great day.